Hello everyone, Pre-Med Veg here. I'm going to be talking to you today about the do's and don'ts of being vegan. I just want to talk to you about this because I've been vegan within a week for a full year, completely vegan. Before that, I was probably a year of on and off vegetarian, whatever else I wanted to call myself. And so I just did a lot of research in this whenever I was first becoming vegan, so I thought, little anniversary, I should talk about this. So my first do is make sure to do your research, because otherwise it's just gonna be really confusing, and really you're not gonna know why you're doing it. Because if you just say, okay, I'm doing it for the animals, well, why are you doing it for the animals? Okay, you love them, cool, but there's a lot of reasons for still eating them, because that's what society does, so why not you? You should really have justifications for this. And also it's important to do your research, because you have to take care of yourself too. You have needs and you need to meet them, because otherwise you're going to feel really fatigued. It's just not going to be a pleasant transition over into the lifestyle. So just do your research. There's a ton of documentaries out there. Essentially, whenever I first went vegan, I just watched all the ones I could find on Netflix, which was Forks Over Knives, Vegucated, What the Health. That's what everyone really watched. That was that whole craze. There's a ton out there, especially on Netflix. I'm sure that there are a lot more, and I'll try to find more for just veganism that you can find if you don't have a Netflix account. But those are really educational. Those will tell you the really good side of why we should really be doing this, in terms of you're helping the animals, you're helping your own body, you're helping the ecosystem, you're helping get rid of green gas, because animals do tend to expel a lot of waste, so a lot more than us. But essentially you're cutting out the middleman with food, so they're not eating as much food, they're not expelling as much waste, when you're just not creating this large abundance of animals, and they're not using a ton of land. So essentially you're kind of curing world hunger or being a part of that whenever you go vegan. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had no idea. I didn't really think about that. So it's pretty cool. So my first don't is don't stress, because you're going to mess up. I still mess up. I went to Trader Joe's the other day and just picked one of those beefless whatever things, sausages, and whenever I brought it home, flipped on the back, it contains eggs. And in those moments, you kind of want to combust into flames, but it happens. People make mistakes. Sometimes you get comfortable and you just kind of assume everything's vegan. And you just can't stress at that point, because it just makes the whole lifestyle just a lot harder, and there's just no point. You made the mistake, it's fine, you're moving on, you're learning from it. Don't worry about it, just keep on going, because honestly, especially in the beginning, you're gonna make those mistakes. A lot of times, like Publix, or I'm from South Florida, so we have Publix down here. Publix will have a lot of buy one get one free for the vegetarian but not the vegan options, so you might just want to save some money, and then you come home and realize it has eggs, which sucks, but it happens, and you move on. It's fine. You really have to listen to your body. That is a big do. You have to listen to what's going on. I know for myself, I know basically exactly when I am deficient on B12, because I can tell from almost exactly how tired I am and why I'm tired. Like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I feel a certain type of tired. And usually by the end of the day, I'm like, didn't take my B12s, and then I go home and I'll take 1 or 2 tablets of the little B12 supplements that I have, and next day I wake up and I'm fine. And you really have to make sure that you pay attention. I got my blood tested so that I know what I'm deficient in, and I was deficient in B12 before I went vegan, so I knew I would definitely have to take it. And you can definitely do your research on what has a lot of these things. Like nutritional yeast, I know has a good amount of B12 in it, so if you don't want to take supplements, you can go ahead and just put nutritional yeast on everything. And if you know that you lack calcium, make sure to eat a lot of beans and a lot of greens. There's a lot of foods that will definitely cover that. If you think about it, these animals that people are eating, they had to eat these things in order to get them, so that you can eat them and have it. So essentially, the food that you're going to eat is the same as them, so you should definitely be able to satisfy everything. So don't make it a diet, because that's what I did initially. Gained a ton of weight because I was just kind of like, okay, I just kind of expected, if I speak it into the universe, okay, I'm vegan now, I'm gonna lose a ton of weight. That did not happen. Barbecue chips, you can consider those vegan, some people don't. Barbecue chips, Oreos, there's a ton of food out there. Nothing goes away. There's still vegan pizza, there's still vegan mac and cheese, there's a ton out there, and it might be less calories, but it's still out there. And if you're still puppy, he's here, hello. And whatever reason that you were eating a lot before, it's probably going to continue. Like for me, I know that I stopped eating a lot whenever I just got happier. And vegan food did help, because it does make you feel overall a good sensation, because of the fact that it's just good food, it's good for you. So, yep, don't make it a diet, because it won't work. It's the whole lifestyle, it's a whole thing. It's not gonna help you lose a ton of weight as soon as you say, oh my gosh, I'm vegan now, like woo. It's not a fad, it's not a trend, it's not something that you can just do for a day or a week, because I see a lot of that, 30 days vegan, woohoo, and then you're not gonna see that you lose a ton of weight, and some people will have the first 2 weeks that they are very tired. That's what I hear, straight from eating meat and dairy and eggs for basically every single meal to vegan. Like I would have, my favorite was a 4 for 4 at Wendy's. I would eat that basically every day. And I went straight from that to vegan cold turkey. So my body was like, thank you. But for some people, maybe you depend on that stuff, and it's gonna take a little bit for your body to adjust. It's not gonna feel good. But then after a week or so, you're feeling great. So you just gotta give it a little bit of time. Again, not a diet. It's not gonna work if you give it a week or two. Next, you should get comfortable, because once you get comfortable, it gets a lot easier. Like at this point, I don't really have to think about what I really need to eat during the day. I know whenever I first went vegan, I watched a ton of videos like, vegan, what do I eat in a day? What do I do? And honestly, you have to get comfortable with a routine probably. Like usually at lunch I have a big bowl of veggies and beans, and that leaves me feeling satisfied with how much calcium and protein I'm really getting. I don't really take many supplements. I take B12, that's really it. And some people will tell you the different types of vitamins that you should take. There are ones that aren't vegan because of the gelatin inside of it. So again, do your research on the supplements you probably will take. And once you get into your routine, you'll get comfortable. You won't have to think about it. It won't be hard. Being vegan essentially isn't very hard. I probably got used to it within a month. And I know that if I were to try to eat something with meat or dairy or eggs in it right now, I probably would not have a good time. It wouldn't be good. So I'm not really tempted at all to go ahead and eat a giant steak. It's just not something I'm fond of. Again, so my next don't is don't be that vegan, because it's just not real. I mean, when you can go to Instagram, go to YouTube, and you're gonna see these vegans that all they eat is fruit and like the little acai bowls, and they just do yoga all day and all that, and that's just not real. That's not how it goes. First of all, you will be broke very quickly. You're not gonna have money, because fruits and vegetables, eating them every single meal of every single day is hard. You're gonna need those rice and beans. You're gonna need everything else that isn't an arm and a leg to, especially if it's organic, especially if it's this or that. If you're always eating out, that's going to be very expensive too. You're not going to want to do that. Like, you just don't want to be that vegan. You don't want to try to become someone else because you see it on Instagram or YouTube. I felt like I wasn't the proper vegan because I didn't do any of those things. I wasn't, I like yoga now, but I didn't really care about yoga before. I still don't really eat a lot of fruits. I mostly eat vegetables and all the other things. You're not really going to see me with a giant pineapple and like a bowl of acai every single day. That's not really my thing. So, yep, those were my 3 do's, 3 don'ts. And of course, you can always ask me questions. I am a nerd, so I love looking up the research behind things, and I love trying things out. Definitely in my next videos, I'm going to be trying some, the holidays are coming up, vegan Christmas, vegan Thanksgiving. There's a ton of awesome recipes out there, and also all the things that you can buy for your family, for yourself, all the cruelty-free products. I basically have the next 3 months planned out, so make sure to subscribe below because you will definitely be filled with many, many videos. So get yourself vegucated by me, little pre-med veg. And I just wanted to make things a little bit easier. I'm going to definitely have some links down below for like protein bars that I love, that if I'm feeling like I'm not getting enough protein, that has like a little over 20 grams and nutritional yeast, all the stuff that I really enjoy and I eat all the time, I'll go ahead and put that below so that you don't even have to worry about it.